Let me finish the classes of angels and then we'll close. Watchers. The angels called the watchers. Sometimes they are classified as part of the guardian angels, but I'll separate them for this purpose. I want to, these are watchers. Watchers. Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. You see the watcher there is holding a scroll, right? You see he's holding something. I'll tell you what the watchers do. He said, this matter is by the decree of the watchers. Let me start from verse 16. He's talking about Nebuchadnezzar. He said, let his heart be changed from a man's, and let a beast's heart be given unto him, and let 7 times pass over him. Then he says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers. He's not saying this matter is by the decree of God. It's the watchers that decide who is president. There are some people, they might not be born again, but they will occupy certain sensitive positions in their lifetime. They don't have to be born again. Most of the time, those things are by the decree of the watchers. So you see, the watchers were holding, and they decree things that this country, this person should be president, this person should be president. It can be based on the evil of the people or the good of the people. So you hear pastors say, people get the leader they deserve. The watchers can look at the evil of the people and say, no, they need a wicked president. He said this matter is by the decree of the watchers. They watch. So most of the time when you hear somebody, a prophet saying, the Lord revealed to me that this person will be president, he said the Lord. Technically he's right, but in actual sense he's not. Because the Lord, not really, technically is the watchers. So most of the time, some of these prophets interface watchers and they think they are actually interfacing God. But the thing with the watchers is that the watchers, it's a bit tricky because it was a class of watchers that actually fell. There's a class of watchers. Watchers turn themselves to human beings a lot. So watchers can be in town and nobody knows. The angels that entered Sodom and Gomorrah were watchers. They came to watch. Bible says that God said, let me go down to Sodom to see if the evil. Is it that God is blind in heaven? No. They are watchers. You know, someone asked a question, said, but Pastor, God is so powerful. Why does he need angels? God is teaching you leadership. He's using it to teach you leadership. That the fact that you can do everything doesn't mean you should do everything. In 2 Chronicles, God was asking angels, what do you think we should do about this person? Doesn't mean God does not know what to do. God is teaching you leadership. That the fact that you know everything doesn't mean you shouldn't ask your wife. This matter is by the decree of the watchers. They decide major events on earth. They can come through, they can pass through Nigeria and nobody knows they are watchers. God has probably heard the cry of some people. Then watchers come to town. They pass through the town. Pass through the town. They see, they report back to God. Everything you are hearing is correct. It is true. Change the president. Oh, you said, God, everything you heard is true, but the people, they are wicked. Keep the president. This matter is by the decree of the watchers. The watchers instated Nebuchadnezzar. He did not know God. But when he became proud, The watchers went back to God and said, God, he has become proud. Let his heart be changed from a man's own to that of a beast. And let 7 years pass over him. Then they said this matter is by the decree of the watchers. And by the demand, these angels can make a demand. Say, God, no, they have to remove this guy. And God will listen to them. By the demand of the holy ones. For what? To the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. And he giveth it to whomsoever he will. Are you getting it? And setteth up over it the basis of men. Watchers also decide who is the pastor of a church. We'll talk about this another day. Next one, guardian angels. Matthew 18, verse 10. Take heed that ye despise not one of these little ones, for I say unto you that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of my Father which is in heaven. These are guardian angels. These are the angels of children. In the labor ward, they are there. I remember when my wife was in the labor ward, just before the baby came out, I felt a dense atmosphere. You know, some people when they are in the labor ward, they're just there. They don't perceive spiritual things. They can't smell spiritual things, and everything is normal. I could feel that atmosphere became dense. It's when Pastor called that I understood. Pastor said, "The angel of God is there." I said, aha. And let me tell you something. Angels, because they are spirits, their presence affects the atmosphere. Why? Because spirit and air, there's no difference. So once they are there, they mingle. It's like perfume. They mingle with the air. Okay, now that's taking me to where I'm about to round up for today. Every ministry has an angel. That's why when you go to Asheshe, for example, right? There is an aura in Asheshe that is unmistakable. That the only way you can experience that out of the place is mostly when the CC pastors go to a place. Because ministries, by what God asked the man of God to do, are given angels. And those angels communicate an aura. They make what God told the man of God come to pass. There's a reason Rhapsody is called messenger angel. Yeah, it's not just gibberish. No. And if it was not, because if I say I've seen an angel, nobody can verify it. It's by what happens in that place. It's by what happens that we'll know whether I actually saw an angel or not. So, for example, in a church, I'll tell you a story. 2020, most people got to know me after 2020. In 2020, the church I was pastoring, we were praying at the beginning of the year, like I did 40 days here. But those times we used to call it a week of prayers, intensified prayers for a week or two. So in 2020, we're praying 20 hours a day. At the beginning of the year, I lead the 10 hours. And the young man that took over the church, he leads the next 10 hours. Then I'll come and lead the next 10 hours. Then he'll come and lead the next 10 hours. Then I lead the next 10 hours. We did that for the whole week. On the 4th day, the Lord said to me, I have given you an angel. I told you I'll tell you some stories. Huge angel. Step there with a sword. In that church, we did mighty things. Listen, we also fought many battles. We never lost one. Till I left the place. Every time I'm talking to people about my work in Abuja, I always tell them, I say, I'm waiting for something. When it happens, we will not have place to put people. But during the 40 days, something happened. But I can't see everything now. Ministries and churches are giving angels from God. They protect the church. Listen. A ministry like Christ, there's nothing you can do against it. Because of the angel.